It is the last day of May, and yesterday was the last day for the Woodmaster 4400 to be kicking out the free heat. I shut her down yesterday, and if we take a look inside, it is pretty much completely burned out. Oh, there's still a little heat though coming out of this, so I wonder if any of these ashes still have some coals. It doesn't look like it. So I'm going to let this sit probably another day just to make sure it's all burned down and burned out. And then I'll clean those ashes out, and that'll be it. The 2024-25 burning season has officially ended. And I'm kind of glad that it is over, because this the 2024-25 burning season, I burned through more wood than I thought I would. The spring was cold, and there was some times in like April and even beginning of May where I was thinking I'd be getting ready to shut her down, and then like the next week there'd be like lows in the 40s. And so anytime it's kind of cool like that, it's nice to keep this thing going. I did, like I mentioned, I did burn probably more wood than I was anticipating, but still have plenty for next year, I hope. But yeah, the 2024-25 burning season is over, and the shutdown process for the Woodmaster 4400 is pretty easy. You just flip this switch right here. That shuts the fan off, and then there's a main power switch on the back. I switch that off, and the thermostat in the house, I switch that off, and that is pretty much it. I will now top off the water so that it is full throughout the summer. And then, like I said, that's it. Clean out the ashes in a day or two. And then I got to put the cap on the chimney. That's the final thing. The last thing. I probably should do that right now, but there's other things to do. There's other things we got to do here, and I want to show you something. I need a little boss man's help, actually. I'm going to show you a little update on what's been going on in the backyard here. So I found in the wood yard a log that I had for probably 2 years. And I don't know why, well, I'll show you in a second why I didn't end up making it into firewood. But it's just one of those things where, like, sometimes you get something and you hang on to it, you don't really know why. But then there comes a day where that thing becomes useful, and you are glad that you hung on to it for as long as you did. Kind of like those little short pieces of cut off scrap 2x4s or some type of board that you hang on to that one piece just for no real reason at all, but then all of a sudden one day you need that little piece of lumber and it comes in super handy. Well, that is the case with this log. Like I said, I think it's been 2 years that this thing has been just kind of sitting off in the corner of the wood yard, and I was going to burn it at one point, but then I didn't. And now, like I said, I'm glad I still have it. So here is the log right here. It's an oak log. Looks like a fairly decent log, right? Except for that end down there. However, when we roll it over, you can see that it is completely hollow, and it's really not good for anything. Like I mentioned, I was going to stand it up on that end and have like a little, what do they call those, Swedish candles? Have a little fire underneath there and like just let this whole thing burn. But I'm glad I did not, because now what we are going to do is we're going to use this log as a little accent piece and for some creature habitat in the pond. And here is a little update on the pond. Things are coming along. I'm not quite done yet, obviously, but slowly but surely getting things put together. I've gotten some planting done of some little plants around the exterior. I don't know if you can see the fish down there. The fish are loving it. They, it's pretty crazy. And we also have had, you probably can't see, but there are frog or tadpole or toad, tree frog, or I don't know, Something laid a bunch of eggs right there. There's tadpoles over there. There's some more eggs in the lily pad over here. Working on getting the boardwalk put back in place. So I've got the sections of that going out right along the edge of the water. I have to get another load of river rock to finish the edging here and kind of tidy things up. But yeah, it is looking good, I think anyway. And then this waterfall, so the waterfall right here will actually be up there by that rock. And so there'll be a little stream that'll flow down through here that I'm still working on building all of this. And then that rock right there will be the waterfall into the pond. So there is just a little check-in of the pond. We got the skimmer put in. So I'll just show you this right here. This is the skimmer. So everything gets pulled in across the water into this corner right here. And then that gets pumped, or will get pumped, all the way up to that big rock for the beginning waterfall. And then it will make its way down to that rock right there, where it'll fall back into the main pond. Picked up some aquatic plants as well. I don't know if you saw the lily pad over there. Boss man planted that. I also have this little plant right here. Put in this old piece of driftwood that I had. Have that kind of there as a little accent piece to, and my thought is, what I'm going to do is we're going to lay this log kind of right along here to make it kind of look like at one point there was a tree that got cut off, the stump remained, and the tree fell in the water. So that's the plan with that thing. And then like I mentioned, I want to turn it over so that the hollow part is, so this part is under the water, and then that'll kind of be cover for the fish or the toads or the frogs or whatever. But there it is. There is the update for those that may have been wondering how the pond is coming along. There's the progress. All right, boss man, you ready? Let's get this log in the water. You got it? Ready? Now, I think it's got to come this way. All right, the log is in the water. Not sure if that's where it's going to stay. I kind of like it like that. I kind of, because this end then kind of hangs over into the deep end and the fish can get up underneath it, just like that one's doing right there. And then the other end up there is resting on the rocks, so it's kind of anchored down. I don't know, I didn't want something just laying straight along that back rock wall, or that back little rock shelf. Kind of wanted something at like a little bit of an angle to kind of break up the, I guess the, where your eye looks. I don't know. I gotta see. I'm gonna look at it for a day or two and see what I think. But yep, the old log that I didn't know what I was gonna do with, now found a home. Tipped over into the pond. Or at least, like I said, it'll make it look like it came off of that stump and fell into the water. I should probably bring it out a little bit more so the fish can get underneath there and maybe up inside. I don't know. Like I said, it's going to take me a day or two to kind of sit and look at it and then decide how, if that's where I want to keep it. And that's kind of what I do with a lot of this stuff. I'll put something in place and then I'll sit back and look at it and decide, is that where I want to keep it? I don't think it looks too bad there. We shall see. We'll see where it ends up. Tell you what, that rock right there, that took a little oomph to get into place. That one and this one. Those two boulders were, whew, those were heavy. But I used the tractor and kind of just brought it over and sort of got it in place and then slid it off the end and worked it around by hand. So just to get back quick to like, so this top of this rock right here is about where the first waterfall, that waterfall right there, that's where that is going to sit right there. So it'll spill over into this little pool, and there'll be a rock right here that'll spill into that pool. Not very high, just like a little ripple. And then that same thing, a little ripple into that bigger pool. And then that'll all flow down out those rocks and into the big pond. So quite a step up from the little stream that we had over here. The backyard water feature went a little, got a little expanded a little bit too much. I don't know, I think it's gonna look pretty cool once all this gets done. But it definitely grew in size. We're getting this cleaned out because on Monday, water is coming for the pool. So we're gonna get this filled up and then I gotta get more rock delivered to finish that up. So a busy day here to end the month of May. Not so much in the wood yard, but just in the backyard. Now, if you have made it this far in the video, I got a little nugget for you here, a little tidbit, little spoiler alert. But shutting down the Woodmaster 4400 yesterday, it may have been the last time I will ever shut it down.